Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation2. Alright, in this first competition we got second, and of course for the Atlantic shipping we got third. So as mentioned in my previous video, I've chosen Atlantic shipping, all thanks to the good looking legendary train that we wish to get soon. So again, starting late is one of the strategy. You can see here we are starting about 12 hours late. Unfortunately, not every time is a good team. So the first guy has already started much earlier, I believe probably 9 hours or 10 hours late, and getting that 100 over EP points ahead of us. Of course, not too bad either. We are not the last in the group. We are in the meat of the group itself. But that's it. End of the day, I'm quite impressed by the sportsmanship. I'll call it sportsmanship, alright, because there isn't many jammers in this group, so everybody is playing fair without jamming. Probably, I guess, the top guy may have really good luck in terms of getting those jobs that allows him to claim more of the EP. For me, I was leading at the end of it until the last moment. I received two really difficult jobs of multiple restrictions, hence there isn't a chance for me to get more, even though I have like 2 hours more to go. So Atlantic shipping wasn't a good start either. When we first started, we were the last, but I think we made a slight progress along the way, and we went to second, and of course eventually probably some went to bed early and we fall back to third. So that's the gist of this video. I'm going to show you how from the start to the end of the first competition, how I progress and how I make my moves. So during competition, of course, if I do have surplus of those items, then I will contribute towards the population increase, i.e. the building upgrade request. Because what I'm looking for really for the start is, because I have a bit more to go before I increase my last bit of population to get a warehouse upgrade. So I have an additional 100 warehouse space. I think that's totally great. As I mentioned, also it's important given such a long event that you upgrade your so-called, what they call it right now, logistics center, but actually I just call it the event factory. Alright, so I'll spend like 110 gems, because the first upgrade is 30 gems and followed by 80 gems. So 110 gems, that's what I'm going to spend to upgrade my factory for 2 additional slots. You may be wondering what's the point of having 2 additional slots. Actually, it makes a huge difference, I must say this, because without these additional slots, you may never enter into the top 5 at all. So it's really important. But you asked me whether would I invest 110 gems into those really short mini events. No, I will not do that, because gems are really precious to me. Unlike some lucky fellow like you, Android players, you got to claim probably hundreds of gems or thousands of gems by playing affiliated so-called games to Pixel Federation choice or partnership. For me as an Apple user, we don't have that, especially when you are in Singapore. You don't even have those surveys. I used to have those surveys where you earn me 5 gems or 10 gems or so per survey, but no longer valid right now. So every single gem that I earn is through watching that silly video that is 30 seconds of my life, and of course along the way when we play the events, we watch another silly video for ×2 number of those gems to be collected along the reward path itself. So every single gem is very precious, right? As precious as it is the gem itself. So I will be really stingy in spending those gems But again, sometimes when you're stuck with a job that is like triple restriction, then probably you may be not having any choice but to spend some gems to get it done over with. So it's really important. You got to plan well, and of course at the last bit of it, I'm not spending any gems, even though I'm stuck with 2 really difficult jobs. So you'll see that later on. The fact is that I've made some calculations. There's no way we were able to complete either one of them. The fact that rare train is always the troublemaker. Rare trains in the context that the capacity is already low in the first instance, and you know what, we rarely pun intended, rarely so-called upgrade the rare trains, because we will always focus on legendaries and epic trains. Never had we pick a rare train to upgrade, and probably we will pick a common train because it's easy to complete common trains upgrades. So rare train is the ones that is left out, and you know what, sometimes the triple restriction would always pick on rare trains. So this is something that I realized throughout many events, and it's always giving us a problem, even though they pick on the rare trains, be it in the current region as well as the previous regions. Both are always causing that kind of problem. The quantity is asked for would not be high, probably 100 plus, but bear in mind, if your rare trains are only having 6 capacity and you only have probably 3 of them in that triple restriction, for example region 7 rare steam, so you may only have 3 rare steam in region 7. You only have a capacity of 18 total capacity. If you're talking about 180, you need to make 10 hours to get that job done. So you'll be forced with a situation whereby you have dispatchers idling and not doing anything, because basically you can't do anything at all. And even though you try to spend gems to push them through, because bear in mind, every single push through from the onset itself is 13 gems. So you've got 3 is 39 gems per push through, and you just clear 18. That means that leaves you 9 more times. That will cost you hundreds of gems, which is impossible for gem poor person like me. So there's no way I can push those through. But once you are hit with those, you are just hoping that the 2 other jobs are doable. Unfortunately for me, at the tail end of this competition, I'm stuck with 2 of the triple restrictions rare jobs. One is region 6 and another region 7. That's why I couldn't progress further. Had I received any other jobs, I may be able to claim the top spot in this first competition. So a luck factor do appear at the last moment. Alright, so this is the first container that we receive as part of the reward path. Nothing to be surprised, it's always common trends. Alright, so there will be a few more containers to go. Yes, here we have the purple job. Purple job, as I mentioned, it's nothing new. You're playing Train Station for a while, you realize it's basically a 3-hourly bonus job. If you can complete it within that 3 hours, you get additional. Otherwise, you just get a base reward. These are the winning formula, I would say, in competition. I'll always open or activate it only when I have that sufficient event items in storage, or I have my dispatches all back. So with that, it's easily able to fulfill that so-called 3-hourly contract or bonus job, you can call it. So otherwise, imagine this: you have sent up your 10 trains and you click on that activation, you are just wasting an additional hour and you're left with 2 to finish that bonus job. So never do that. Always try to click on the activate button on the bonus purple job only when you have your 10 dispatches back home, or whatever dispatches quantity that you have. Okay, so at this juncture we're left in an hour plus. Unfortunately, there's no way through, and of course I'm just going to keep my jobs as an EP head start for the next competition. Seems like they are all having really good EP, so there's no way we can push it through. At the same time, I would say, based on the assessment of the third competitor, i.e. the competitor in the third spot, there's no way the third or the fourth guy could exceed my EP. So I'm quite relaxed here at this juncture. So back to the assessment of whether this is a drop of 30, that's something you're going to bear in mind. So once it pushed through 30 for ore, you will hit 100%. So unlike those jobs or those events where they need to get 100% quick, I doubt this will be the case. So this may be applying a 99% strategy scenario or event. So I'm going to stick to that at this juncture. My assessment may change in the next video, so just hear out for that. Alright, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe. Goodbye.